before we get into the worst apology video on YouTube, I just want to address some allegations quickly. I want to address the milking allegations. I didn't plan on making 3 videos on this person. Can you really blame me for clowning on a person who cannot keep their mouth shut? And a few days ago, I tweeted the Illuminati apology is don't fall for her lies and manipulation. We're finally taking a look at the Illuminati video. I'm not going to waste your time. I think we should just get right into it. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, share.
After a few days of self-reflection and really thinking about what I want to say and how I want to talk about these things, I think now is the right time. To be perfectly honest, I'm feeling pretty vulnerable to have this conversation with so many people and so publicly.
To me, it's always surprising when people get exposed for being bad people. I love how these people get exposed and they're like, I never thought I would get to this point where I have to talk about it. I feel so open, feel so exposed. Like, you did this to yourself. There's legitimately no one else to blame but yourself for being a hypocrite, for being a manipulator, for being a liar.
Now, before we get into debunking many false statements that have been made about me, I want to start with an apology. I have apologized privately to LegalEagle the day after this incident occurred, though I have not been publicizing that until right now. Maybe this is something I should have said sooner, but I needed the time to think through the events that have preceded. And for those unaware, a short story. My editors came to me about how parts of a LegalEagle video looked similar to our videos. And then there were messages and an email from one of LegalEagle's editors asking for more information about how we do certain effects. I looked at the compared images that were brought to me and I said, wow, that does look pretty similar, and I impulsively posted about it on Twitter. Truthfully, I should have looked into this more instead of just putting the information out there the second I had a gut reaction about it.
That's something that you notice about her. Like, she always has these random moments where she goes crazy because her ego is that big. If you beef with someone, if you call someone out directly, if you're gonna call out anyone on Twitter to the public and you say shit like, yeah, this person steals my editing style, and then you apologize to them in their DMs, you have to make that public because the beef is public now. It would have been completely different and smarter if you would have sent them a DM first before you went on a whole rant about how you're very unique and you're very special and no one edits like you and no one can talk like you and no one could plagiarize like you. If this shit is public, you also have to show the people that respond. It's that simple. I thought everyone knew this.
I should have asked him what the emails were about, but I didn't, and I made a mistake, and plain and simple, I was wrong. So to LegalEagle and team, I just want to reiterate that I messed up, and I'm sorry for any stress this may have caused you and of course to your team. I know I apologized privately and removed the tweets with that apology, and I'm now publicly sharing that information with all of you. And I want to extend that apology to my audience and to listeners who are disappointed in me for this, because I'm also disappointed in myself. It was a quick-drawn decision and it wasn't thought out. I promise to do better.
I'm not a fan of hers. I've never really cared for her content, but to the people who watch her and like her, she's gotta be held accountable.
Let's start with the first accusation and go from there. After LegalEagle responded in his tweets, there was another tweet that arose in tandem to this situation. And that tweet was made by another YouTuber called HBomberGuy. And this YouTuber is someone who also creates longer form content. As someone who creates this type of content and researches various topics, the main thing to keep in mind is the source material used. Things like articles, interviews, videos, documentaries, academic essays, and so on and so forth. As video essayists, this is a core concept to both Harris and myself. Before I get into the accusation itself, I want to address the topic of plagiarism. And that word has been tossed around a ton, and it's not something to be taken lightly. And I just want to take a minute to define this word. On screen are definitions for the word plagiarism as defined by Merriam-Webster, Dictionary.com, and the University of Oxford.
Ain't no way. I really get teacher's pet vibes from this fucking video. You guys know the nerd emoji? That's how I see Illuminati. Well, technically, guys, plagiarizing is this. The fact that this woman had to pull 4 different articles to defend herself, everyone knows what plagiarism is. Plagiarism is presenting work or ideas from another source as your own. I don't think she understands it, but the reason why people were calling you out for this is because you were calling another person out because you accused someone of stealing your editing style and stealing the highlighting effect and stealing the ripped paper effect, and whoa, these are so fucking similar. And then your moderators acting like complete douchebags towards the editor. That's the main reason why people are calling you out for plagiarizing, because you yourself accused someone else of doing it.
I want to take a couple minutes to bring up the Click and the many claims that he made on Twitter recently. The Click brings up how, as he puts it, a very convenient series of videos resurfaced with him saying some not so savory things after he left Sad Milk. His old videos, as he puts it, aged like milk. They did. I'm not going to dive into it further. The information's out there if you so choose to look. And as Click stated, those videos are 11 to 14 years old. Unfortunately, when those videos surfaced, it wasn't really all that shocking to me, as Oz Media and I had actually talked about how Click had been using the R slur while we played games together.
The fact that they decided to drop him because he said the R word, which is retarded, and knowing Illuminati's past, who was someone who used to be an edgy commentary involved with edgy commentary channels who say retarded like it's nothing, which I have no problem with, by the way. I don't care if you say it or don't. But the fact that someone who was edgy before on the comedy skit portrayed a typical social justice warrior with red hair, you know the deal, the average Twitter user.
Sarah J. Warren is unapologetically feminist, and if they don't like it, then I would love to drink their overprivileged male tears, okay?
The fact that she was hanging around those people, are you really telling me that Illuminati never said retarded? But when it became uncool to say it, that's when she has a problem with it? Illuminati's treating the word retarded as if it's the new N-word, which is just kind of cringe, not gonna lie.
I do think it's relevant to bring up that in 2019, the Click's channel was terminated by YouTube for sexual content. At the time, a few YouTubers, including myself and Oz Media, band together to help reinstate Click's channel. Oz spoke to his MCN representative, and I spoke with YouTube directly. This is something that I now look back on with so much regret. Had I known at the time what was going on behind the scenes, I never would have participated in helping Click with his channel.
Before we get into the quote-unquote disturbing stuff, do you guys notice how she's building this up as if the Click got exposed for being a pedophile or for asking for nudes? Do you guys notice that? Oh yeah, I regret getting this guy's channel back because of the disgusting things on his Discord. It feels like she's low-key trying to insinuate that the Click is some predator.
The Click and I had shared Discord moderators around the time of Sad Milk being created. Due to the Click's inaction, our shared moderators had brought a situation in his server to my attention, a situation involving pedophilia. In Click's Discord, there was a 19-year-old bragging about a 12-year-old that he was claiming to be involved with. A moderator reached out to get more information on this situation. This 19-year-old then reiterates, and I am directly quoting this here, "I talked with my therapist about it, even too, and he told me as long as I don't touch her, it's okay." Click and his team did not pursue any immediate action to ban, restrict, or report this individual. So those shared mods came to me, and they told me that they were uncomfortable. So we used this individual's ID number and we banned them from the Sad Milk server and from my server, and we reported them to Discord's trust and safety team, who we hope did pursue this further. Then I went to contact Click to see what was going on, and it was mainly because I didn't want to believe that he would blow off someone clearly discussing such an inappropriate relationship.
Of course, if you go to any Discord server of any YouTuber, you're going to find insane fucking people. That's the reason why I don't have a Discord. That's why I will never have a Discord, because I've had one before and it was crazy. You know, nothing to this level, right? But it's just fucking chaos. On any Discord server, there's at least a few freaks in there. Do you really expect the moderators and Click to be up 24/7, 365 on their computers just waiting for anything illegal to pop up? Okay, so I'm just waiting here, I haven't blinked in 25 days, I'm gonna get him. That's unrealistic. There's so many factors into play here. What would happen if some crazy fucking maniacs, right, go into Illuminati's Discord server at fucking 2 a.m., right, when she's sleeping, whenever she sleeps, and they start spamming inappropriate things, illegal things, and Illuminati doesn't respond in the first 7 hours because she's sleeping? Is she supposed to be held accountable for that? Of course not, because she didn't know, she wasn't aware. One person cannot be responsible for thousands, if not millions of people.
When Click didn't initially take action, I switched tactics with him and I called One Topic, who was and still is, to my understanding, one of the Click's closest friends on social media. I got into a call with both of them and I shared these files with them, and One Topic opened the files, he was horrified, and he said, and I quote, "I've read one and I don't want access to those screenshots." It was after this conversation that Click took action and reported and removed that individual from his server. I really wouldn't lightly make accusations like this unless I had seen them for myself. And let me be abundantly clear here, I am not trying to accuse the clique of pedophilia, nor do I have any reason to believe that he could be a pedophile. However, he cultivated an environment that was a breeding ground for inappropriate behavior with minors to occur, and that's exactly what happened.
Wait, hold on. This whole part is fucking shit. Think about it. As soon as he found out, he did something about it. So what's the problem here? He didn't act fast enough? This whole thing just seems like an attack, honestly. When you guys told him, he took care of it. And the clique did respond to these crazy allegations. He says, as for the Discord, yes, we had some random creep in the VC. Also, good to keep in mind that these mods are community volunteers, not trained law enforcement. But the claim, I quote, I didn't respond to it, is technically true because it was 3 a.m. my time zone. By the time I woke up, the individual was already banned. Illuminati is painting the clique as a fucking pedophile. The guy was fucking sleeping when all of this went down. It's not a good video. It's not a good apology. And the more and more you watch it, it's just her throwing more people under the bus. That said, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.